I was given a link to a video by someone named Ernie Chrysler, otherwise known as Secular Opinion on YouTube. He has two channels, Secular Opinion and Secular Revenge on YouTube. He is the leader of an online terrorist organization called Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers. And they take great delight in destroying people's lives for fun, for laughs. In fact, they even have a term, LULZ, L-U-L-Z, which means laughter. And they call it lulzy if they destroy someone's life, get them fired from their job, destroy their marriage, get their wife to cheat on them, whatever they can get done. And they think this is funny. This is how they get their humor. And of course, if you terrorize someone, especially for years, I think it's pretty safe to say you're a terrorist organization. Okay? If you're terrorizing someone, you are by definition a terrorist, right? But in any event, because they'll try to come back and go, well, we're not terrorists. Yeah, if you terrorize someone's family for years, you're a terrorist. Yeah, you are. Period. End of story. But I was given this video because Secular was trying to make out like, I'm this loser with no friends, and that I have never had any friends, which is absolutely insane.
Friendship.
Because it's his buddies. See, he don't do anything. He stays up here above the fray. He don't do anything. He gets everybody else to do all the dirty work for him. But his buddies in his little group there, every time I do get a group of people and try to make friends, they go in there and they bust that up. Because the idea is to isolate their victim. When they target somebody, they want them isolated. They don't want them having any friends. They don't want them talking to anybody. If there's a girl online that's interested in me, they run to her immediately and scare her to death. Well, Von Helton's a murderer. Von Helton's a rapist. Von Helton's anything to scare her away from me. And this is what they do, because they have to isolate their victim, right? And then they'll make a video like what Secular did. Oh, well, he's a loner. He ain't got no friends. He ain't got this. Folks, good old Secular won't tell you. I had a YouTube channel back in 2006 with 16,000 subs on it. Now, the trolls and haters will say, oh, well, those are all troll accounts. Those are all sock accounts, haters. No, that's not true. That's a lie. It was a legitimate YouTube channel way back in the day, back in 2006. I lurked on YouTube from 2004 to 2006 before even making a channel. I would go on to these girl channels on YouTube that do makeup, and I'd sit there and leave messages on their channels and get a rapport with them. And then when I did get my channel then I went back and told them, hey, I've got a channel now, here, go check it out. And so I ended up with like 16,000 subs. Funny how Secular won't mention that either. Ernie Chrysler, his name is Ernie Chrysler. He lives in Canada, and his name has been in public domain for over, it's been over there for 5 years now. I mean, this has been going on for 20 years now? Easy 20 years, if not more. So, but they love talking smack, and somebody gave me that video, and I thought I'd respond to it because it's not true. And then Secular was saying something about, if you know somebody that's breaking the law or something, you ought to report it. Well, Secular, that's interesting. So, if you knew people were attacking my family for 20 years, why didn't you report them? What was the problem? Could the problem be because you were the one sponsoring the attack on my family? Is that the reason? Could that be the reason, maybe? Yeah, that is the reason. Because obviously, if someone is harassing someone's family, obviously you want to report that, right? I mean, isn't that what he said in his video? Yeah, that's what Ernie said in his video. Said if you see something, say something, and like we say here in America, if you see something, say something. Okay, well, let's get out there and do that, right? Oh, well, they didn't do it for 20 years. Trailer Park Elvis attacked his family, and he ended up losing his trailer. That's why he's not called Trailer Park Elvis anymore. See, he had to change his name because he's not Trailer Park Elvis anymore. He lost his trailer. With G-Bond, how did he lose his trailer? Because of trolls, haters, and naysayers. Nick Bravo got kicked out of his mobile home. By who? Trolls, haters, and naysayers. And now, ironically, Nick Bravo is siding with them. Dirt. Anyways, but I wanted to respond to that video because obviously Ernie's got his wires crossed a little bit. After 25 years, I think he's got his wires crossed just a little bit. Trying to make it out like THN is not a terrorist organization. That THN is not sponsoring a lot of the crap that goes on YouTube. Well, that's the exact opposite. They are the source. The prima donna acting. I mean, really, prima donna acting. I mean, it really is. And but I wanted to address that because that just floored me. You know, trying to paint me as somebody with no friends. I have friends all the time, and I was trying to make more friends online, and they'd always come in and start a bunch of shit, you know, and ruin that. There was this one group online called the Wolf Pack, and I was being friendly with them, and there was this they got this woman to come in there and upset the apple cart, as it were. I forget her name. That's how important I think she is, because I forgot her name. But she comes in and make all these scurrilous accusations. And where did she get the impetus to do that from? Oh yeah, trolls, haters, and naysayers. You know, you got a certain website out there. I don't want to give its name because I don't want traffic going to it, because it is an evil website. And where do they get their information? Oh yeah, trolls, haters, and naysayers. You have two online terrorist organizations out there, folks. You got trolls, haters, and naysayers, and then you got the Honor Network. Now, Honor's spelled funny. It's spelled H-O-N-R, all capital letters. Now, this online terrorist organization was started by Lenny Posner. And what they do, they go after anybody that talks about Sandy Hook. Well, guess what I did? I talked about Sandy Hook. And so I became a target of theirs. And so I'm a target of the Honor Network and Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers, both. So I got both barrels. And the Honor Network worked closely with the Frost to destroy my family and my finances. And unfortunately it was successful, sadly. Which is why I'm living in my car today. One of the reasons. Of course, then we got a good old Todd Monaco, like I said in a previous video, who actually went and come to Kentucky and actually did the deed and put everything out there in the poor. But yeah, I wanted to address his video because he's got a few wires crossed. After 20 years, I think he's got a few wires crossed. So I wanted to address that while I had the opportunity to do so, because it needs to be addressed. But yeah, I am not this, this person that doesn't like friends and doesn't, everybody needs friends. I'm no exception. Now, admittedly, I do have, being a Scorpio, I only have a few friends. But that's because of being a Scorpio, not because I'm some kind of loner or because I'm some kind of anti-socialite or something of that nature. That has nothing to do with it. That just has to do with the Scorpio nature in my horoscope and that. Not because I'm some anti-social person or whatever. But I wanted to address that because he made quite a few jabs in my direction, and so I wanted to respond in the best way I know how, which is to, hey, get up here and respond to his video. Now, another thing I want to bring up that was brought up the other day to me, and that is the fact that people that are using my content here on TikTok need to be made aware that anything I upload, and you're free to go read TikTok's terms of service anytime you like. It's out there posted publicly. But when I upload a video to TikTok, that video becomes TikTok's property, and you have absolutely no right to be using my property, TikTok's property, because we both kind of own it. And so you might want to take down anything that you've used here on TikTok of mine, because that's TikTok's property, and I'm pretty sure TikTok's lawyers are bigger than your lawyers. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there too. So in any event, I wanted to address some of the things that were discussed, because obviously there's a little bit of misunderstanding there, and it needed to be addressed. And so I'm addressing it now. But anyways, just thought I'd get on here and say good morning to everybody. Good morning to all the conservatives out there. You know who you are. You're like about 5 people. There's what, maybe five conservatives on TikTok? You know, most people are not conservative on TikTok. So I get out there and I try to do what I can to inform the huddle masses, you know, because that's what we got to do, right? Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye.